What's going on, you guys? It's Keenan Briggs, sports consultant and mentor. What does that mean? It means that I educate athletes, parents, and coaches on how to use sports to create opportunities such as scholarships, professional level jumping. Whatever your goals are, it helps you get there in a faster path. I've been doing this now for over 21 years. It's been a long time, and I'm going to be sharing in this video what my 3 favorite drills for long jump are, why you need them, then also if you don't do them, what could happen to your overall performance in the long jump. So let's first start with one of the favorite ones. It is a sprint to pop up. What does this mean? It means that I send athletes back to 100 or 120 feet, and I simply have them sprint down the runway and do a pop up to slow themselves down. Okay, now what's the benefit of sprinting on the runway? Many times athletes do their speed training on the track, and then they come to the actual runway to jump. But you actually need sprint speed on the runway. So how do you do that? By doing this drill. You want to learn how to sprint on the runway because you want to be comfortable. The overall speed that you need, that most coaches say, is 99% A. What that means is you're running as fast as you can at the peak level of comfortability. Right? Many times sprinters get on the runway and they say, I got to run faster. So they tense up and all these factors happen and it slows them down. We don't want those to happen. So the biggest focus is how do you find a fast speed that's comfortable that allows us to be just shy of whatever your peak speed would be. Okay. And now what happens if you don't do this? What will typically happen is, I'm going to give you an analogy. Let's say you hop on a bicycle and you're riding this bike at 2 miles per hour. You're really young, right? And it feels so fast. You're like, oh my gosh, it's so fast. And then you find a new speed. And now the speed is moving at 4 miles per hour. And now this speed is so fast. It becomes your new reality, right? When you go back to 2 miles per hour, it seems very slow. So the goal is you want to run on this runway as a sprinter, sprint down the actual runway. What that'll do is when you are actually jumping, your normal long jump sprint speed will feel so much smoother, so much slower, and allow you to get so much done. So the biggest thing is do this drill. The next drill that I really enjoy is the gallop to jump. What the gallop to jump drill is, it's an overload of your jump leg, and it allows it to do 2 things. One, to overload the actual leg, because you're doing a small little jump into a jump. This means that when you land, you're going to be able to load more weight because you're loading more weight on the ground because of your simple jump. The next part of it is going to be, it's preparing you to be able to transmute the energy from a negative to a positive push, right? So when you just are running and jumping, you have that natural speed and flow. But when you run, do a pop-up and land, then go again, you're actually adding more weight onto that leg, which helps you become more resilient and understand the forces that are going to be needed in your actual jump. So having this drill is going to be very supportive for you. Okay. Now, why you need it is because you're ultimately trying to jump further. And as you learn how to overload the body, then you're going to be able to produce more force. That's the ultimate goal. You're trying to produce more force. At the end of the day, this jump allows you to load and change direction quicker and faster. It shortens your transition times, and you're able to get so much more done out of your jump. Now, what if you don't do this drill? You're still going to be able to jump. The issue is you're not going to be activating the glutes. You're not going to be activating the quads in the way that you should. Many times jumpers will just run and jump and they're essentially falling into the pit. This allows you to be able to produce the forces to change the angle and get so much more out of your jump. So keep this drill as a favorite of one of yours as well. This last drill, something I made up a long time ago. It was an issue that I saw from athletes that were not able to land in the pit. There are a lot of landing drills out there. This one's called the jump to bungee. Now, when you're doing this drill, you want the drill to be about 3 to 4 feet shy of where they would land to allow them to find the specific timing. If a jumper is jumping 20 feet, you want to have this hurdle and bungee about 16 feet away. But what if an athlete jumps 12 feet? Do you want to have the actual takeoff board 8 feet away, keeping the bungee and the actual station itself in the same exact place? That makes sense? Now, what are the benefits of this? It's going to actually help your overall timing. It's going to help your overall positions. It's going to keep you in your checkpoints longer. Also, many coaches just say, I'm going to just use a hurdle, put the hurdle out there in the pit, and you have to jump over it. Well, the reality is when you're jumping over something that's metal, it's kind of scary. So you don't want to physically have to jump over something, because if you make a mistake, now you're going to have to risk your life jumping over metal and you might fall on it, and so many nasty things can happen. But the reality is, with this actual drill, is it's a bungee. So you might hit the bungee and it's just rubber and it just moves. Okay, so now what happens if you don't do this drill? Well, it means that you're not going to get the timing you need. It means that you might be in a position to where you're piking too early. And sometimes you may not have a coach that can see these things. Now, I can see when an athlete pikes too early, then I tell them to hold certain phases and et cetera, et cetera. But if you don't have that, this will naturally teach you when to pike, because the distances are always going to be the same. Now, as you jump further and further, you simply move your board back or move the actual drill further back, depending on who's jumping with you. But all in all, you can get huge improvements with this jump training specific landing drill. So if you love this video and you want to learn more, I have many resources. One, subscribe, because I have over 1,000 videos teaching you so many more things just like this. I also invite you to check out my new Jump Lab community, where we have behind the scenes stuff, we talk track and field, evaluate videos, and so much more. The link for that is going to be in the description below. And that's it for now. Till next time.